Aloha, y'all. It is Monday, Moon Day, named after the moon, esoterically also ruled by the moon. Moon Day, the 22nd of September. It is the equinox. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's the fall equinox. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it's the spring equinox. It's fall for me. The sun is in the last moments of Virgo, but we'll say it's in Libra basically. So it's literally like within the next hour going to change over probably. Sun in Virgo/Libra, Moon in Libra, Mercury conjunct that Moon in Libra. The main things, that Mercury, Sun, Moon situation is all opposite Saturn and Neptune. Pluto is trining the Moon, Mercury conjunction as well as the Sun. Pluto is squaring Chiron as well as Mars. Uranus is squaring Venus as well as that's it really. Jupiter's squaring Chiron and trining the North Node and Saturn Neptune situation. So we got a lot going on, and the cards say so. It's the Death card. It's the Ten of Wands, and it's Atlantean Earth past timeline, right? Moon days are for the aliens. That's why, even though it's a little late, I'm doing this reading because I love me some Galactic Heritage cards. Anyway, the Death card. I've done music for all the major arcana. I'll post the song for this in the comments. Check it out on page 48, which is also the number of the Atlantis thing. So we're getting a lot of that number popping. 4 plus 4 is 8, right? It's a doubling. Death, I know that this too shall pass. Ending of a major phase is to be trusted, surrender, awaken to life and new growth. Right, we're entering Libra season. We're shedding off the eclipse energy. It's, shots to the head, funerals for the old timeline, the Atlantean era, the masculine era. It was the end, the Ten of Wands of an era, but I'll keep going into it in a second. So strip yourself bare and shuffle off your current identity and rebirth yourself. It's time to balance it out to equilibrium, right? Sun entering Libra, Moon conjunct Mercury in Libra. This is because we have to purge. It's like when you're really drunk and you have to throw up or something like that. You're too full, and like a Roman purge, right? You gag yourself and you're throwing up, and it's like it or working out till you black out kind of thing. It hurts so good. We're being born into a new aeon. I know that this too shall pass on page 48. The highly revered card of death does not signify physical death. It heralds the death of a particular situation externally or a part of you internally, as within, so without, as above, so below. Like all major transitions, it brings with it substantial amounts of grief, anxiety, hopelessness, and fear. The end of a chapter in life can be hard to accept, but accept it you must if you wish to move on. You got to find that Moon conjunct Mercury, Sun in Libra almost. Equanimity, even in the face, he's holding his hands like a balance on the biggest wave, even if you're riding towards an early grave. So, death depicts the ghostly resonance of an inhabited skeleton floating in space, an abstract environment with golden mathematical patterns. Nature, numbers, flowers, and other symbols indicate transformation. The skull and withered leaves denote death and decay, the life and juice sucked out of form. The brilliant and seductive orchid blossoms represent regeneration, virility, sexuality, and fertility, the potent visual sensory language of flowers. Death and birth are twins, Libra season, right? Uranus and Gemini, ultimately linked and intimately linked. We can't have one without the other. They work together. One leads to the other, and the presence of one calls to the presence of the other. In a very real sense, we're living the cycle of death and rebirth all the time. On his deathbed, the great philosopher Socrates exhorted his followers to practice dying as the highest form of wisdom. The Tibetans don't view life as a straight line from A to B like we do in the West. Rather, it's seen as a full circle where birth and death connect with one another like an electricity circuit that conducts energy. North Node in Pisces, Pluto trining Uranus, right? We have this ability to see that it's all happening everywhere all at once, and it's not just this line, but it sure as fuck feels that way. Einstein, who was a Pisces, said reality is although it seems persistent and consistent or whatever, is an illusion. According to most branches of religion and mystical traditions, the soul, or the repository of integrity and neutrality, as witnessed, the hub of the wheel, is what continues or transmigrates beyond death. Mind, with its memory, idea, and values, are left behind with the body at death. We disintegrate, we melt, right? And we shift our minds. Turn off your mind, relax, and float downstream, as the Beatles would say. Death indicates that sudden and unexpected change is imminent. Pluto trining Uranus. The ending of a major phase of aspect of your life is to be trusted. Death is the master cleanser. If you surrender to the process of dissolution, the letting go of a situation in the way of being that you have outgrown, allowing it to unfold naturally, there will be much new growth, right? Venus in Virgo, Jupiter in Cancer, Mars in Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Mercury about to be in Libra. We've got to make peace and balance out and shed. Like the baby can't just stay in the uterus forever watching cable TV. It's got to be born. We can't stay in this mortal coil forever. We have to die. No one gets out of here alive, as Jim Morrison would say, right? So, ultimately, if you had a year to live, what would you do? Would you make, different choices and have different conversations? Would you play more intensely? Probably. Like if you thought you were going to have a death sentence. We shouldn't wait for that death sentence. We should charge into life fully each moment. Death, darkness, and difficulty are needed as much as light, ease, and flow. So the ending of a major phase, it's to be trusted, surrender, awaken to new life and growth, strip yourself bare and shuffle off your current identity and rebirth yourself. So the clarifying card is the Ten of Wands. It's the end. This is Frodo throwing the ring into the Mordor volcano, or Bilbo Baggins becoming a thief and confronting Smaug and not going back the same as he was. There and back again as a new creature, as a reborn thing. He died. His simpleness died, and now he's a next iteration. So I carry the burdens of life. We can feel very burdened and heavy and overwhelmed right now. We have to strip ourselves bare and surrender to the process, even though I'm melting, like we're being overwhelmed here. On page 120, the Ten of Wands, lightening your load and admiring the beauty surrounding you, determination to see the situation through to the end and make one more good push. Just like a woman who's giving birth pushes all the way out and the baby happens, and just like we have to have our last death rattle, we got to break on through to the other side, but it's going to take some effort, and it's going to feel overwhelmingly like, oh my God, I'm so sick of this. Frodo wasn't having fun by the end of the fucking Lord of the Rings, right? He was like, this is a burden, Sam. I'm sick of this. I want to die, right? So he's got to still deal with the end of a process. The last card we're getting is from the Galactic Heritage deck, page 48, Atlantean Earth card, past timeline, on page 87. This era, spanning approximately the past 13,000 years, represents the masculine principle in a planetary cycle. This cycle is often represented by polarity, war, ignorance, and confusion about spiritual identity. It is a time of darkness and sleep. Humanity is moving out of this cycle now. Death card, Ten of Wands. We're hitting the limits of this time. Humanity is moving out of the cycle now, and we're seeing the old ways crumbling. Do not be discouraged by what you see around you, right? Politics, religion, society, economy, personal and group collective dynamics, Pluto and Aquarius, Uranus and Gemini. Like we're shifting out of this into something new. You may have had many significant lives. Consider that humanity is awakening. This is a sign of our awakening. Continue your spiritual work, free yourself. You may have had a life in the Atlantis times, but who knows? Many have called Atlantis a continent, but we refer to it as an era, specifically the era of Earth that took place over the past 13,000 years. The Atlantean area was high polarity, mentality, and movement away from the connection of spirit and nature. Many see the Atlantean era as one of great scientific advancement, but its qualities are more reflective of the emphasis on polarity, the masculine side of things, more than the other, feminine. We ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. We became aware of polarity, and then we started leaning into one, which had its benefits, right? Science and technology. But now we have to kind of be like, oh yeah, we're part of a bigger collective. Oh yeah, just because you're on the other side of the political aisle or gender aisle or whatever doesn't mean you're my enemy. You're my co-pilot. During this time, the Orion energy brought to Earth is being healed, but sometimes this takes tremendous conflicts. Death card, right? Earth is currently at a very important point in its development. The Orion drama is healing and integration of polarities is occurring. So examine your own life and your beliefs. Do you feel comfortable with one more polarity than another? Ultimately, our spiritual evolution depends on our ability to integrate these polarities as a first priority. Right? So what are we doing? We're coming to the end of an era. The end of an Atlantis masculine patriarchal era, and it is what it is. It's heavy. It's hard. We're going to have to go through it, and this is what the flavor of the times are. You feel it. Whether it's politics or religion or technology or whatever, everything is shifting, and I know that it's heavy, but we can persist. You can't escape it even if you try to die. So death is not the end. It's a new beginning kind of thing. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. 5-star reviews, holler for a reading. I love giving them. People love getting them. You can leave a tip and share this, obviously, but if you want a reading, it's an hour of cards for $50, 3 hours of astrology for $150. If it's your birthday, it's half off on either or both of those. And if you refer somebody to me, it is half off on cards for yourself. So check out the Team Rabbit Hole podcast, 321 episodes, beautiful stuff. Check out the music I made for the death card. Interesting music for all the major arcana, very different stuff. And yeah, enjoy your Libra season. Here we go. And I know you can feel the changes. So do holler if you want some advice, counsel, and mystical kind of, correspondence from my end. I would love to offer you the help. On that note, enjoy your moon day. Adios.